Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to our last league race on F1 24. This is PSGL round number 12, and this race is ancient. This is from back in December, I think so, 2024, so it's at least 5 months old. But I still had not uploaded it. So here we are. Oh my god, that upshift sound is incredibly loud. Apologies for that. But yeah, I was like, you know what? We've got some time until next game. I might as well just upload this race, you know. So here we are, round number 12 of the PSGL 2024 season. And this is the last race of the season. We've already won the championship. So yeah, this is just, at this point, this was just preparation for F1 Esports. So yeah, out for Q1 at the moment. This is going to be our first one. Abu Dhabi, bad track for me in qualifying. Usually good track for me in the race actually, which is always weird. Because I'm trying to take away some of these poles on the inside, just so they can get stuck on my car for my flying lap, as I'm trying to get past Alvaro Carreton there. I'm pushing quite hard here to get these tires up to temperature in this last sector. But yeah, let's see if we can make it into Q2 on a single set of tires. I don't think so. Abu Dhabi, not a great track for me, but I'm just gonna have to wait and see how our lap goes. Setting up the brake bias correctly as we start a lap into turn number 1. Obviously wide entry and carry as much speed as possible. Brake as late as possible and then carry as much speed as possible. I really attacked that turn number 1 there. Yeah, that was not too bad, I think so. Full attack straight away on this first lap. Nothing to lose anyway, because we've already won the championship. And now into the hairpin we go. Really using those front tires to slow the car down that little bit extra. It's the only reason why we're, you know, turning the wheel that much on corner entry. It's to slow the car down. You know, you lose relatively so little grip to how much you slow the car down, that you're better off just yanking some steering lock on and not trailing the brakes into the corner. I'm going to open DRS and head into the final sector.
I have a crazy skill issue on this track.
As you can hear me say, I have a crazy skill issue on this track. We're 1.2 tenths down to Tom Manley, who's in P3. So yeah, this is not a great lap so far yet. Into the hotel section we go, 4th gear. And yeah, it all looks very much on the limit, but yeah, perhaps some wrong lines, wrong ERS usage, and you easily end up 2-3 tenths down, even though you're really driving on the limit. It's a 121.656, and that is P10. And Freddie, our teammate, is actually ahead on the medium tires, which is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, that is Freddie for you. He's still in P12 on mediums. But there we go, into our final lap in Q1 then. Again, attack turn 1 a lot. Took a little bit less curb this time. And now into the second sector we go. I think there's going to be a very, yeah, it's a similar first sector. It's slightly faster, I think so, by 4,000. The hairpin was not great though. And onto the back straight we go. That was a 200 time gain, even though it didn't look great. Now into the next chicane we're going to go. Brake as late as possible and then set up the exit. Sounds simple. It's not, unfortunately. Again, a little bit of hesitation on the corner entry. However, it is a 1.310 gain. So that is great. Again, on the overtake button on the exit, of course. And then into the final sector we go again. It's 52.095. 15 thousandths up on Duncan Hovland. But this last sector is where a lot of the time is made. 2.3 tenths up. Good lap so far. We're down in P16, so we have to improve, that's for sure. Otherwise, we will not make it into Q2. Through the long left-hander we go. Another 200 gain, 300 gain. And into the final corner. It looks like we're quite comfortably going to make it through into Q2 here with an improvement. It's P6.
Wow.
Not too shabby. And Barry Bormans on P1 out of Ismail Fassi, Freddie Rasmussen, our teammate, in P3. And then it is Julian Klaffenbach, Shanaka Clay, Angel Ortenzio, sorry, I butchered his name. Angelo Di Ortenzio. I hope I nailed it there. Yeah, on to Q2. Used set of tires puts us in P2 there. Which is not too shabby. Brendan Lee on P1 actually. Or old retired man these days. But yeah, first new tire running Q2. 5-6 tenths up through the final corner we go. Make that 6.5 tenths across the line. It's P4. But that means with a lot of people still finishing the laps, we're going to have to go out again. You can see by the end of that first run, down in P9. And that means once again, it's going to come down to this very, very last lap. Into turn 1 we go. Going to have to attack it like crazy again. Clip the inside curb. And it's really a game though. I think we might have slightly lost there. The delta is always a little bit wrong. So it's hard to say if we're 100 down or it's equal or if we're a few thousands up. Yeah, into the hairpin we go again. There just seems to be so much hesitation on the turn-in. So that's no ideal. But still a lot of important corners coming up and it gives us a chance to improve. One of them is this one. A lot of entry speed, a little bit of understeer. Exit seems to be on the limit, but slightly better than on the previous lap. And yeah, we're going to have to gain more here. We're going to go into the final sector and we're going to have to improve by at least half a tenth, I reckon. 52.034 split. And you can see I really attacked that fast corner. And it's a 100 gain. And that's just what we need. We need to gain 100 every corner in this last sector if we at least want to make it through. That was a lot of entry speed and that made us run a little bit wide for this double left-hander. You can see I'm really sending it 200s up into the last corner we're going to go then. We're going to have to find some more time. You can see I'm sending it in the final corner and it gained us lots of time. Across the line we go. It is P8. Just because
P8.
of that final corner.
Also last corner.
Which was, yeah. I knew 200s up was not going to be enough, so I had to send it fully in that final
not
corner.
good.
And yeah, 1.8 hundredths is what made a difference between making it through and not making it through. Into Q3 we go then. First run, but this is used tires, so this is going to be completely useless due to the fact Abu Dhabi has the C5 compound. Yeah, that means that by the time you finish the lap, that's a lot more tire relative to a C3 track, for example. I think this year Abu Dhabi might even be C6. So, yeah, new set of tires. And for pole position, we're arguably looking at a 120.8, maybe even 0.7. F1 Esports Pole was a 120.9, but that's on a lot slower build of the game. Which means, yeah, we're going to have to do a 120.7, 120.8 here if we want to be fighting for pole. But we've been struggling all quali. And, yeah, we are going to have to gain a lot more time. We're only 2 tenths up going out of the chicane. And that means we're on a 121.6 at the moment. Obviously, final sector is a sector where you need a lot of mechanical grip. So that new tire will have a big impact there. We've done our best split so far in this qualifying session. You can see the time we gained through that fast left-hander. But yeah, this is most likely not going to be enough for pole position. That's for sure. Through the next right-hander we go. Ken just struggling with understeer through every single corner. Through the double left-hander we go. Again, a moment on the exit. 6 tenths up. And we're looking at a low 21 here. That's for sure. But it's not going to be enough for pole. That's for sure as well. Across the line we go. It is P8. With 2 people to finish the laps actually, and we ended up in P9. Exact same lap time as Istvan Pukki actually. Pole position was only a 120.923 as well. But yeah, onto the race we go then. We're going to be starting on the hards in P9 again. Nothing to lose this race because we've won the championship already. It's going to be 5 lights out for us, and away we go. A lot of smoke of the line there. We got Joni Tomala on the mediums down our inside. He's looking to make some positions for sure here, and we go around the outside of Danny Bresney in the fast left, and he squeezes a little bit to the outside, but we managed to get them moved on, and now straight away on the attack into sector 2 we go. We're going to send it around the outside of Duncan Hovland. So if he can make another move here. We can squeeze a little bit of the track due to a moment Joris had on the exit there. But now we've got some nice slipstream down the main straight, or actually down the back straight.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can make a move into the chicane. We go around the outside of Joris cruising, and that's actually 3 wide, I think so. Trying to leave space on the exit there for Joris. But another moved on, and we're up to P6 already. So this has been a great start. Even though we started on the hards. P6 from P9 on the grid. Let's see if we can make some more moves. That's our teammate Freddy Rasmussen ahead of us. On the hards as well. Looks like the entire grid is on the hards, to be honest. Apart from Uni Tormala. A little bit of a moment there in the hotel section. Had to be careful not to run into the back of our teammate there. But we managed to keep our front wing intact. And yeah, that's the opening lap done. Good opening lap. And we can work from here, that's for sure. Lap 5 now. And as you can see, pack bunching up a little bit. I have Joris down my inside. I was just trying to be careful with the moves up ahead, because that corner is always a tricky one for crashes. Now we're straight away going to go back on the attack into sector 2. On the inside here in the fast left-hander. It's been a great battle with Joris so far this race. And now we get a slightly worse run, but a lot of traffic coming up, and we're going to try and squeeze around the outside of Josh there, but he closed the door on us and then closed the door on Joris. And that actually helped us a little bit, so we're back up to P6. Had to use a lot of our battery there in that fight, which is no ideal, because otherwise perhaps we could have gone for a move on Josh by now, but yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. P6, onto lap 8 we go. About halfway into this first stint. Into the chicane we're gonna go. We're gonna try and go for the move here down the inside of Joshi Dowu. Which turns to the outside for the next right-hander, so this is always a bit questionable. Josh leaves us a space though, exactly. We can keep our right-hand tires on the wide line, and up to P5 we move. Ahead of Joshi Dowu now. Right behind our teammate again. So let's see if we can keep working together, me and Freddy, this race. That would be ideal. Lap 9. And you can see we're just trying to recharge our battery a little bit. Let the cars ahead fight while we charge our battery. Now maybe we can go for a move. As actually have been slightly tapped by Josh. I saw him really late, so it was too late for me to kind of, you know, take evasive action. But yeah. No harm done, no damage done. Everyone is still in this race. Freddy trying to go for a move on Ismail Fassi in the fast left-hander. And now we are trying to just recharge our battery, save a little bit of tires perhaps as well. Because we're in P5, that's a good spot, so we can work from here. And now Ismail actually goes for a huge lunge down the inside. We get Joris down our inside as well. A little bit of argy-bargy through the left-hander, through the right-hander, and now we're going to turn on the overtake button again to try and stay ahead into sector 3. And you can see the second I got ahead, I instantly went defensive because I wanted to have the inside cover off any overtaking opportunity for Joris behind. And now still in P5, Freddy trying to go for a move. That's almost 3 wide in chicane there. And now we're going to go for a huge switchback. I tried to go for a switchback, but there wasn't really any space to really go for a switchback there. Also, Itzma decided to just play the race patient there. He knows as well that we are in a great position with P4 and P5. Nothing has been decided yet, but people are starting to get more and more aggressive because the pit window has opened. So, yeah, again.
Let's go plus 1 or 2 to what you said.
And yeah, end of lap 18 at the end of this lap. And actually, this final stand is going to be really short. Still a lot of people out on track on the hard. Otis Lawrence has dropped through the field a little bit. Her teammate Freddy Rasmussen is leading now. And actually 3 wide into the fast left, and there this is a little bit close for comfort. Still almost 11 laps to go, lads. Everyone seems to be in a rush. A lot of time left if you're in the top 5. Not a lot of time left if you're further down the pack. So again, we're just playing it patient. We can do a lot in this second stint on the mediums. A lot of people diving into the pits. We are going to stay out behind Otis Lawrence. We got a full battery, so this in-lap we are on now might be really fast. We're going to go for a move on Otis as I get a huge moment there, huge slide. Joris had the same behind me. So yeah, we can go massively on the attack on this in-lap. Again, we're going to head into this hairpin and we're going to be on a nearly 100% exiting this very hairpin. And we can use it all the way up to the pit entry. And that means this in-lap is going to be really, really fast. DRS as well on this long back straight. And now on this very exit, we're straight away gonna use a lot of the battery as well to minimize the damage from that undercut the cars ahead did. Again,
having fun behind me.
Yeah, as you can even say, they're having fun behind me. They're fighting hard for track position, and that's helping us. End of lap 19, and we're obviously gonna dive into the box for a brand new set of the mediums. 10 laps to the end. This is a really late pit stop onto a new set of the mediums. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I almost forgot about this manual pit entry thing. I haven't done that in a half a year. But out we go. 2.2 second pit stop.
Holy lag.
And
holy lag.
Yeah, a little bit of lag there. But let's see where we come out. And it is going to be right behind Danny Bresny. 1.5 seconds. 1.2 seconds behind him. And that means we're straight away going to go on the battery to try and get DRS as soon as possible. We actually didn't. I hugely struggled to get the tires up to temperature on that outlap. So I had to recharge my battery here. Istvan getting back ahead of us. And me and Istvan are going to have to work together a little bit here on this lap in order to try and get back into the DRS. Now, I think the issue was that obviously we were in cold tires, but also Danny and whoever the car ahead was were closing a gap ahead of them. And so obviously they were pushing like crazy as well, had a lot more battery to use. So yeah, that's why they gained so much time. But at least now we can work a little bit together with Istvan and recharge our battery, save a little bit tires for later on, and yeah, just swap around lap after lap. We're gonna go on the battery here on this second straight, and now we're gonna re-overtake Istvan again. You can see he's flashing, which means it's lower than 10%. He goes defensive, and now we go around the outside in the fast left-hander. We leave each other the space. Purple middle sector for us. We're gonna turn on the battery again, and that is P9 back for us. Was quite a few positions with going long in that first stint, that's for sure. But it is what it is. Jake Benham ahead of us now, our ex-teammate. And not sure when he boxed, of course, but he does have 10 seconds of penalties. I'm not sure for what. But yeah, all the tires, 10 seconds of penalties. His race is pretty much done and dusted probably. So up to P8 we go. Jake sends it around the outside, but yeah, not a lot of space for him on the right and the left in the space, but he knew he was really far back and had to be careful of me actually taking the racing line there. P8 it is, right behind Duncan Hovland now. Didn't get the rest there on the second back straight. One lap later, and now we're behind Duncan Hovland. We're on 100% battery, that is very lovely. So that means we can go on the attack here in this final sector. Actually not using it just yet. Might be doing it out of this long left-hander. Again, not sure what our strategy here was. Obviously, ERS works slightly different on this build of the game as well as to what we used in F1 Esports. I actually had this issue as Duncan Hovland goes for a huge hand down the inside. I actually had this issue doing no rule open lobbies a few days back. I actually forgot how to use the battery on the normal game, as now we go around the outside of Duncan Hovland in the final corner. Up to P7 we go. And another very lovely move. Joni Tomala started on the mediums, went to the hards. That's the strategy we did in F1 Esports. But yeah, hasn't worked out too well for Joni this race. And yeah, he's below 10% battery as well, and that means he's gonna have a tough time these next few laps because everyone is gonna be sitting on a pretty much full battery, fresher tires. And yeah, that's gonna be a long way from home for him. Actually giving Johnny a bit of a slipstream here because I know he was the least of our problems at this point. As now into the chicane we go, and actually it's fun.
It's fun, man. The corner is over there.
Missed the corner, and yeah,
we got
obviously
wing damage, by the way.
Was not on purpose. I think Istvan just realized too late he had the wrong brake marker as a reference, and yeah, that's why he completely overshot the corner. I think he tried to avoid us by accelerating again, but yeah, it was too late for us, and now we've got front wing damage, which is not ideal. You can see we straight away got a lot more understeer through these left-handers, but on Abu Dhabi it is not the end of the road because there's one high-speed corner and a few medium-speed corners, but a lot of it is low speed, and that's the reason you might be getting away with this in this race. As now into the chicane, I was thinking of a move there actually because the pack bunched up so much, but yeah, we got a 10-second penalty there as well. I'm already gonna tell you now, I tried to get it removed, but the PSGO head steward had a massive brain fart again, I guess. I have no idea. Some power struggles. No idea what he was thinking, but the penalty did not get removed. Yes, most ridiculous thing ever, but yeah. I have no words. We all know PSGO stewarding
More ahead of me that have penalties.
is really questionable sometimes.
Just these now?
So, yeah, that 10-second penalty is going to stand. Which, yeah, I'll leave it at that. So, 1.5 laps to go. We're behind Danny Beresne right now. In a P5. We try to go for a move into the chicane. We go around the outside. He turns to the inside for the next right-hander. Danny leaves us a space, but unfortunately we do not have the traction to really compete with Danny there on the exit. But now again, we're going to go on the attack into the left-hander. Decided to turn off the battery early. And yeah, a lot of people fighting up ahead. Ismail Fassi goes wide. We get Otis down or inside.
Nice Otis.
That was a bit questionable. But now we go down the inside of the next right-hander. And yeah, luckily I realized that it was 3 wide. And I had to slow down a lot. But in the next left-hander, I went around the outside of Otis again. So yeah, interesting few corners. Barry really struggling on the rear tires. Coming through the final corner. We're in P4. We got 3 more people to overtake for the win. Which is not going to be the win. Because PSGL stewards decided to have a day off, I guess. So, here we go then. 1 lap to go. And time to go on the attack. He's more faster with a 3-second penalty as well. That might be for track limits, not sure if that is going to stand, of course. We're just going to try and overtake as many people as possible. We've got a tire advantage over all of these guys. And into the chicane we're going to go. Not really any space because it's 3 wide into the chicane already. And now we're going to go for a switchback. They make it 3 wide. And we got so much better traction and DRS coming out of the chicane. And now we got a huge run because we got 100% battery and DRS. Freddy does not get any DRS. And into the final sector we are leading for the first time this race. And what a what a race. It was a triple switchback in the chicane up to P1, and yeah, great way to finish league racing on F1 24. Unfortunate, it is not an official win. Yeah, again, PSGL steward, head steward, seems to have some issues with me. That's nothing new.
Nice.
Was a great race nonetheless. Hey, this was a great final prep.
Yeah, it went a bit bad in the last 5 laps, but
good work, mate. Lots of positives, but we didn't quite hit our objectives.
Yeah, again, great race nonetheless. Great prep for F1 Esports. Hope you guys enjoyed
I will get the race directly.
Our final league race on F1 24. I certainly did not. No, I'm joking. I actually really enjoyed the racing on this game. I did not enjoy the driving. I did not enjoy the practice. I did not enjoy the handling. But the racing actually was amazing. This whole year, all league races were actually interesting in my opinion, and really fun to drive in. Probably really fun to watch as well. The league racing probably a little bit less because we had all these fake liveries, which I guess made it quite hard to watch from a broadcast perspective. But actually, the racing wheel to wheel, might have been aggressive at times, but at least it was possible to overtake and have last lap battles and fight through the field if you had a bad quali. And that was not always the case on F1 games or even in real life. It's really difficult to overtake and come through the field. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe for F1 25 in a few days, And also do not forget to use code OPMER for 15% off the Iconic Edition if you buy in the EA app. So I get money. It's as simple as that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the whole F1 24 game. And hope you guys will enjoy F1 25 as well. If not, see you guys on another game. Ciao.